Shonda Tyree stepped into soap making almost accidentally. Although her grandmother made homemade soaps for personal use, Shonda discovered her soap making gene much later. She first ventured into soap making to relieve her mother's skin allergies. Today, she is the successful proprietor of Naya Beauty Products, constantly experimenting with fine ingredients to create fragrant masterpieces. I met with Shonda at her home, where she explained her interesting process and even gave me a lesson in soap making. Hi, Shonda.
Hi.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I hear we're going to be learning about handmade soap.
Yes, we are.
Homemade soap.
Yes.
Well, let's go clean up. Where do we start?
Follow me.
We're in the home of Shonda Tyree, who's the owner and operator of Naya Beauty Products. So tell me, how did you get involved in handcrafting your own soap?
I've always been crafty. I actually started out trying to learn how to make candles. But when I purchased the candle supplies, I also purchased soap making supplies at the local craft store.
So it's just sort of by accident?
Just by
That's
accident.
so
When I first started, I was making these things, and my mother was like, "Why are you making this? What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm making soap. I'm just trying. Just trying to make it." But after giving her some, just of the scraps, because you have scraps every once. So I gave her some of the scraps, and she started using it, and she had issues with dry skin and adult rosacea, and she was like, "Make me more," because after taking her bath, she wouldn't itch no more. Then I had another friend who also had the same type of issue with sensitivity to smell. So she was only able to use certain mass market commercial soaps because of this,
right, some of them are pungent.
React to her allergies. And so I started making her soaps, even with my fragrances, and she didn't have that reaction. So it was just the fact that people who had issues were able now to use my soaps, and if they had problems, then who else had problems that I could help them out with?
And folks who are sensitive to certain products, if they can find something that works, hallelujah.
Yes.
After you started making the soap, you found out that your grandmother was into making soap, and you didn't even realize that.
Had no clue. You never told me my grandmother, because I never met my grandmother. So I was like, "You never told me she did that." And she was like, "Yeah, she'd make the soap, and the next day we use it."
I have goosebumps, actually, because I really think that's so cool. It's almost like you were genetically predisposed to loving soap. Let's take a look at some of these different soaps.
That particular one is a coffee soap.
Oh, yeah.
So this one would be very good if you're in the kitchen, and sometimes you cook and get the onion smell.
Right.
It's not too good on your hands afterwards. You smell it like
you
hours
can't get
later.
rid of it, right?
You wash your hands with coffee. Coffee is a scent neutralizer, and it will help to neutralize the onion smells on your hands. So
Who knew?
Good kitchen soap.
Good kitchen coffee. Good kitchen soap. Now, what are the advantages of using a handcrafted soap as opposed to one you could just buy at the supermarket?
Well, when you make handcrafted soaps from scratch using the cold process method, you are actually using oils and butters and fats that you know what you're putting in there, number one. You know the ingredients that you're using, and you're using a old homesteading process that dates back to a long time ago.
Right.
Okay.
Tried and true.
Tried and true. And you're actually, from that process, a byproduct called glycerin is made, which you probably could extract it. I'm sure the commercial companies have figured that out. But the glycerin in the soap is what helps keep your skin moist. Glycerin is a humectant, which means it retains moisture. So that allows your skin to stay moist. You'll notice that after using handcrafted soaps for a while, you won't need as much lotion.
Now, clearly soap making has been around for a long time, but what makes soap making an art?
You could be creative with it in terms of ingredients. I mean, just like you mentioned, like the different textures, and just even being creative with cutting up different soaps and mixing them together.
I love that. So you're creative in the visual way, but then also in sort of a fantastic chef
sort of way. You're mixing a brew and making a beautiful piece of art.
Yes.
Well, I can't wait to learn how to make some myself.
Okay.